do it. Welcome everybody here to SimTraX Broadcasting. Patrick Morrison coming to you live here from Kentucky Speedway. Excellent race we've got lined up for you guys here tonight, and especially a decent car count as well. You'll see a few interesting names that you have seen before. Obviously Brady Moats over there from the Nora League. Glad to see him join us over here to give it a go, at Cody Porter as well out there in the 04. You'll be noticing these guys getting ready out there on the track and getting the last bit of adjustments made to this truck. Right now the trucks have been kind of finicky out there, especially on turn exit on turn number 4, and oddly enough they are having a little bit of trouble entering turn number 1. Now I would have thought a little bit of different changes out there that we've seen here from this league, what these guys are able to do, how they're battling back and forth amongst each other and especially other teams. I know one team that's they are definitely looking at is that Tier 1 setup shop. One of the drivers being out there, the number 99 and the 94 out there, have been really hot here as of late. They've been picking up a lot of speed, able to come away with some wins here at the NSR series. So right now, these are from what everybody's looking at, these are the cars to beat. And right now, we'll see how. Right now, Lockridge Motorsports, as you see joining us in the chat, will be sitting on the couch and going ahead and trying to referee these guys from the outside, taking a look here at a couple of his Chevy Silverados out there and see how they can do. Right now, they've even been kicking butt over there in the Gen 4 series. You guys, if you were looking to join up for a Gen 4 open setup series, that is going to be on Saturday. I highly recommend that, as that track is going to be excellent this upcoming week. If I am not mistaken, out there, I believe Daytona is upcoming. This is going to be awesome, and we'll see how well this goes and does. All right, Ron Fitting, currently in the 17 Chevrolet as well. As you see, we are kind of pinging out there with Lockridge Motorsport, going ahead and telling us what is going on. Ron Fitting, oh man, slap on the wrist. We're out there running the number 3 car. Currently, I'm showing he should be out there in the number 17, but hopefully we will be able to get an override there and see if we can fix that number out there. Right now, I'm sure Lockridge Motorsports not only helps design the setups out there, but I'm sure some of the paint schemes as well. Lockridge Motorsports will correct me out there in the chat if I am incorrect. So right now, we are getting ready here to start Kentucky Speedway, where the drivers have been pretty excited out there. And they'll be sitting on 4 tire sets. So obviously the one on the car sitting down there in the pit. Fuel mileage is going to be a little bit tricky tonight, so gear ratios have been changed, and they have been messing around a little bit with the tire pressures out there to see if they can get any longevity out of these trucks. But as we enter the 3rd race, we move on to Watkins Glen next week and Richmond the week following. After that, boy, we are right into the championship run. And you want to talk about some ugly tracks they're going to be seeing after that. The Walker Mile, Darlington, and then we're heading to Echo Park Speedway. So that is going to be an excellent race, and definitely the way these guys, how they are going to combine everything out there and try to make something of this season. Now, right now, I'm waiting to see as these drivers are coming down into pit road. They're going to be go ahead and going to be qualifying here in just a moment. So we are on edge, getting excited to see these guys getting ready to go. Pretty excited to see how well these guys are going to do. I've got to say, we've got a few new names. I say Antony Vigent out there. I hope I'm saying that right. Right now in the number 1 Ford, he'll be look like he went out there and then came to a stop. Looks like maybe these guys do not have their qualifying session, so a little tumble up here as they will be entering an open setup here and an open qualify. So I think that kind of caught some of these guys off guard here as they can't believe there is another car out there on the track. Yes, Jay, another truck out there on the track. My bad, guys. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what this race will consist of here tonight. With the Buckle Up in Your Truck 225 here tonight. 115 laps will be our race here tonight. The stage will be set at lap number 35. Guys will bunch up and be able to make another adjustment. I'm sure we'll see a 4-tire stop and back out they go to see how they do it. 100% fuel limit, 3 sets of tires down in the pit. Obviously, no fast repairs, and this being that open setup. I'll be your producer and your broadcaster here tonight. So I'm the all-in-one here. with the NSR Truck Series. Don't forget to check out Fubon Studios out there where the racing meets freedom. Definitely these guys are doing great things out there for our vets out there, being able to go from the battlefield out there to the track. So it's going to be exciting to see how they do it in these Craftsman trucks. This should be a fantastic race. All right, let's see if we can do anything right now. Lockers Motorsports out there not happy with my volume. You've got to be kidding me, man. I always feel like I'm overpowering these trucks out there as loud as they can get. We'll see how I can do from here. Right now this is an excellent setup here as we're seeing some of our qualifying out there, and they'll be getting ready to go ahead and kind of smooth this out here a little bit. Maybe we'll be able to get out some of our qualifying times. What do you say? Y'all want to take a look at the qualifying times? As they won't be only having to hit 2, let's go ahead and take a look at where our guys are. All right. Currently, Cody Porter does hold the number 1 spot with a 29.97 out there. That is a quick lap. Right now, whoop, looks like the 77. He's going to be heading to the backup car. The Farm Rescue looks like he's the one who needs rescuing. Right now, that is Lucas Crump out there in the I believe out there in the 77 Ford F-150 we just saw spinning out there, unfortunately. And right now that is going to be interesting run for the 77. Looks like right to the backup car. Let's check out Brady Motes out there in the number 1. Good to see him out here as he's out there with the Dark Star Garage number 1 machine. Right now Brady Motes is hitting that 3rd spot. I believe out here in open qualifying, the best thing that happens to these guys is they will have 5 minutes to lay down their fastest lap out here. To me, when I qualified, it was extremely hard. You've got to warm up the tires lap number 1, and lap number 2, you've really got to lay it down and try to knock down some of these laps. What's beautiful about this is that they can wrap around about 3 to 4 laps, get the tires well seated in, and you've seen some drivers out there, even after they pit, 3 to 4 laps, tires start sticking, and these guys really fly around the track, and that definitely helps them out for the best. Currently, Magoon goes ahead and snugs into 2nd. Ron Fitting moves up into 3rd, and we're waiting to see. Glenn Grimm is joining us here tonight. Currently, he is sitting in 7th. We are still waiting for a couple more qualifiers out there. John Freeman, Justin Sumner, we are still waiting for him to get down a solid lap. Something tells me he's been cutting the track out there in the 94, so they are not going to go ahead and let that go. So he's got to lay down a solid, clean lap here for Justin Sumner. Andrew Nagy will also be joining us, and we are waiting for Mark Sikosi to go ahead and get out there in the 88 Exalta Chevrolet. Right now, you do see him make a little bit of contact with the wall out there. Sikosi not happy with that, how that run went. He's going to come to a stop and go back in and try again. 30 seconds left. If they're going to do it, they better hurry up. Right now, I believe that is our sponsor here of the race. Buckle it up. Yep, click it or take it. Love it. This is currently Guadalupe Hernandez. You also see him out there in the chat as LJ. On Nora, out there rooting on Brian Jones in the 45. Yep, I'm starting to make connections out there where you guys are. Should be exciting. Qualifying should be coming to a completion here. That's going to go ahead and give it to Cody Porter, John Freeman, and it looks like Brandon Schumann. Not bad. Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota. Good mix of cars there. Glad to see it wasn't just a Chevrolet blowout here. They're going ahead and wrapping up the last of their laps. We'll see the checker flag coming out here in just a moment. Go ahead and elect to all the drivers that they do need to come down into pit road, and the 77 is going to be running out of trucks if he keeps this up. Brady Mote's got maimed. And he is going to be really questioning what he's doing here if we keep smashing these guys to pieces. So we're going to be pretty excited to see what all they have to allow here. Maybe we've got an opportunity to see if we can grab a hold of one of our drivers out there, especially out there in the number 1 truck. And I'm hoping we can see if Brady Motes is going to be available to have a talk with us here tonight. And maybe he'll be able to pop in. Let's see. Brady Motes, you got a copy on here, buddy?
Yeah, what's going on, Pat?
All right, dude. We noticed you here in a different league. Talk to me. What brings you here to the NSR League?
I mean, just honestly, like for fun. I mean, truthfully, I like it over here. I mean, so far the guys are nice. We'll see how it goes tonight. Kind of seen some good stuff from them. So I mean, just kind of here for fun. Just something to kind of, I guess, change the pace a little bit, and not really be. I mean, because over there I'm just like full-fledged, like eat, sleep, breathe, and hopefully I can bring that over here too. But just something like a change of pace, I guess, to be over here. But just all in all, just super happy to be here. Thankful to the admins and everything for letting me come try it out with them this week, and got a pretty decent field here. So hopefully that's a good race and put on a good show for y'all.
All right, I am going to trip you up with one last question before I let you go. When you go into a league, and you being one of them, I think I'll be looking at least another 4 drivers here tonight joining up with this league. What are some of the things that you look for when you head into a league? I mean, is it the competitiveness? Is it the friendliness? Is it the racecraft? I mean, what do you look for when you're out there on the track?
Hit the nail around the head with racecraft, Pat. Racecraft is everything. As you know, and as everybody else knows, it's been on iRacing for a while, like myself. Racecraft is honestly like not found anymore. These newer users and everything that come in here. I hate to sound like a boomer, but these newer users that come in here, man, they race everybody hard and unnecessarily hard for like 80th. Like, we don't need to race this hard for 89th on the racetrack. Like, we could just give and take and let each other go and let somebody burn their stuff up and then come on back to them and everything like that. So racecraft's a big thing, and obviously, friendliness and fairness by the admins, which obviously I've seen that a lot over here, has been very friendly, very fair, very, very, very nice to their people and accepting, especially Mark. But very nice to his people, very accepted and everything. So, yeah, I mean, just checking all the boxes so far. Just hoping that we can have a good race tonight and be able to, be clean. Come on.
Cool. All right, Brady Moats, good luck to you out there, buddy. I see you're out there by yourself. I'm hoping maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll get you some race mates.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll try to talk to some of the boys and then come over here.
Attaboy. All right, good luck to you out there, Brady.
Thank you, Pat.
All right, Brady Moats, everybody, joining us here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our grid as we are getting locked and loaded, ready to go. Cody Porter and John Freeman, 1 and 2. Brandon Schumann and Brady Moats. We just talked to him, sitting 3 and 4. We're bringing up round 3. Jared Magoon, Ron Fitting. All right, well, we know where the Lockridge Motorsports guys are going to start. Moving on to 7th is going to be Lyle Mitchell, and it looks like, I believe, Alexi Vigent, right? We'll see how the 14 does out there. Moving on to Glenn Grimm, who's 9th. Justin Sumner in 10th. Moving on to Lucas Crump, 11th. Next to Jason Crumley in 12th. Crumley looking to have a better qualifying time, but it's not going to be tonight. We're moving on to Robert Weibel there, who's currently 13th. Doug Macedo, 14th. And Tony Vigent. All right, we got 2 of them out here. Let's see how Lemieux Price holds on the outside of row number 8. Guadalupe Hernandez sitting there in 17th. Mark Sikosi, 18th. Justin Pope, 19th. And bringing up the back of the field will be Andrew Nagy. I believe Andrew Nagy going to go ahead and be put in the back. I don't know if that is from any extracurricular issues that he's been running into the past couple of weeks, but that is going to be his choice how he runs tonight. No fear in the ticker up top left, guys. We are running 115 laps. You can blame the guy out there, Justin Cope, in the 59 for setting this up wrong. Right now, he'll be A-OK. But remember, stage break is at 35, and then race will last to 115. What do you say we take a look at our battle for the lead that is still not over yet? I thought this may be a quick little getaway for right now out there in the 04 there of Cody Porter, but that is not going to be the case. Currently, they are still side by side, Cody Porter and John Freeman. John Freeman, I'm showing out there in the 42 machine, currently registered here as the 6th, but that is okay. Once these guys really get settled in, enjoy this track, and enjoy this league, they will go ahead and match the numbers according to the car. Right now, that does give us the fastest lap out there to the 2 guys up front. Currently, that will be held by Cody Porter just barely by about 1,000th of a second. John Freeman goes ahead and knocks it down, 30.61. Excellent time for him as we continue this charge forward. Taking a look out there in the chat, Lockridge, happy to see Porter knocking down a quick lap out there. Porter does shuffle, unfortunately, back to 3rd. Right now, he is in the chase right now by the Lockridge Motorsports gang that is sitting right behind him. Jared Magoon being really fast here as of late, and they said one of the new drivers out there to the Tier 1 setup shop, and he is showing just how the setups are working out for him. Jared Magoon has been placing no less than top 10 here the past couple of weeks. And no, not because car count may be slightly on the lower side, but right now, he has been running top 5 and then just been getting in a little bit of trouble toward the end of the races. So currently, you do see Lyle Mitchell out there running in the pace truck as he's currently sitting in 5th. Right now, he might be hinting that everyone behind him has to follow. I like that idea. That's a good call. Right now, Brandon Schumann goes ahead and puts his 52 Toyota out front here to go ahead and get himself a lead lap as he goes ahead and smokes past the 42 there of John Freeman. 5 trucks all clumped together here as we see guys shuffling back already here in the track. Brady Motes has dropped down to that 16th spot. The 04 in some trouble. 04 and the 99 once again. I guarantee you Lockridge Motorsports is not going to be happy to see those two guys get together. Currently, Magoon has got a magnet on him this season. That guy just can't seem to get out of there. Maybe a quick visit here to the... As we take a look here, a quick visit down to the pit box. We'll see how badly damaged that 99 is. I do see a little bit of fold up there on that tail. And if I were right now, I would definitely radio up to Jared Magoon. He looked like he had been getting a little bit loose there for a couple of laps. Lockridge Motorsports is known for extreme longevity. They definitely wait for the long run in these races. Unfortunately, we do come under our first caution as we did get a peek of it right there from the angle. And we'll see if we can take a little bit of higher view of what happened. Remember I said these two. You see Cody Porter running on the back of John Freeman there. And right now, when you get that close, there's no air to the front nose of that car. So the 04 does drift up and loses the steering as soon as you see John Freeman break loose and drop down to the bottom. All the air slams into the front of Cody Porter and sends him up the track. Unfortunately, it looks like Magoon is going to be the catcher's mitt here. So unfortunately, that is a tough break for the 99. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate you guys once again joining us here at the Track Day for Vets. Definitely appreciate those guys over at Food Bar Studios for going ahead and being the sponsor here of this series, as well as out there on Saturdays. Definitely you can find them out there, especially I'm sure they're using affordable SEO and marketing where the real business gets real results. If you're a business owner trying to stand out online, listen up. Affordable SEO and marketing helps local businesses rank higher on Google, getting more calls, landing more customers without burning your budget. Whether you're a contractor, service pro, or small business, we help you get found and grow fast. Well, what's the best part? They're not just affordable, they're effective. Just like the teams you see on track tonight, where they're focused, competitive, and built for performance. So are you ready to take the pole position on Google? Call them at 315-753-8000, or you can visit the SyracuseNYSEO.com. And let's put your business in the winner's circle. Appreciate SEO, affordable SEO, and marketing going ahead and signing on as well. 3 drivers now currently sitting down pit road for an extended amount of time. Brady Mote's not happy with what his car is doing out there. Currently he doesn't seem to have any damage there to Mote's vehicle, but he's going to be hanging out down in pit along with Cody Porter in the 04 and Jared Magoon. Good call here. Let's go ahead and get some of those kinks worked out. Let's get a little closer look. Yeah, he's still a little folded up there on the right rear quarter panel, but that's as good as it's going to get. And his race team will be taking another look at it here as he gets around the track. As they take a little look there at the spotter, taking a look, High Sim Racing saying Lyle stole the pace car. That is very, very likely. So Cody Porter going out front and getting that number 1 spot out there. What an awesome qualifying time. And Cody Porter is now currently sitting in dead last. Looks like he's going to be a lap down here. And Lockridge Motorsports saying they junked it again. Yeah, it almost seems unreal. This guy just cannot get a break. Unfortunately, the magnet has moved off of Cope and onto Magoon. Guys end up, I wouldn't say Magoon's in a slump, but what guys end up doing is they just get collected up so much out there that you just can't seem to get away from any part here of the wrecks. So that definitely becomes a huge problem out there. Pace car lights are off. We'll be back under green here in just a moment. Do appreciate you guys joining us here for the Buckle Up in Your Truck 225 here tonight. Kentucky Speedway always brings good racing out there. Guys have to be very conscious of how their tires are wearing out there. I'm sure crew chief of Lockridge Motorsports and Mark Sikosi's crew chief are taking a look at what that car is doing, how they're starting to do on fuel mileage. As we get back under green, time to get back to the calculations for the crew chiefs and the driving out there for the drivers. Truck's getting away. Schumann off to an excellent start here, moving on to Lyle Mitchell, who sits third. Currently, Lyle Mitchell looked like he may have been under fire there. Vision, but does not seem to be the case. Looks like Alexi is going to go ahead and move forward, currently sitting in second, shuffling it up, down to the bottom again. Lyle Mitchell taking a slice here. Currently, we are trying to win it here on lap number 1. Pace truck looking to get back out front. And Lyle Mitchell cannot do it. Alexi's going to go ahead and get second on that last lap here. Shoot around the track. Quick times here. You guys might be thinking, yep, just a mile and a half. 190 miles an hour is how fast these guys are getting up to. That is impressive speed as we see Lyle Mitchell get out front. Take a look at some of the speed here from Lyle Mitchell. Currently sitting at about 165 miles an hour coming off of the turn. That's not including the following behind. Now we're going to nudge the edge of 180 on the front stretch. So Lyle Mitchell, awesome run here. And right now, holy cow, Brandon Schumann making a statement here, 30.61. Excellent amount of speed here. For our leader, John Freeman, who started here a little farther in the back. He came down and taking a look at his race truck out there on lap number 6. Looks like he might have, I don't know if it was on purpose, might have accidentally taken 4 tires. And topped it off with fuel, spent 15 seconds down there in the box. So Freeman now up to 8th. Currently you see Ron Fitting out there. Sitting currently, I believe, in the number 3 machine. As he is tucking in behind the 88 of Mark Sikosi. Sikosi pretty excited about tonight's race as he has been on a good roll here as of late. One of the admins here of the league. Not only about this race, he's going to be excited about the Glen next week. Hopefully we are able to see all of our drivers return next week. And even Jay saying something. Yeah, even Jay out there saying, yeah, it always sucks to get knocked out so early, though. Yeah, definitely, for sure, to kind of get mugged out there. But they're always next week, but I never like putting my money on a Watkins Glen run. All right, almost 3 wide here with Sikosi squeezed in the middle. The number 3 of Ron Fitting is going to need to fight down to the bottom here very soon before he gets caught on the outside again. Right now, that Tier 1 setup shop machine is working his way up. Ron Fitting had originally lost a bunch of positions here, currently getting back to 8th after his 6th place qualifying. And we'll see how he hangs in there. Andrew Nagy currently sitting in the number 60. He's up to 9th. That's 11 on the night. He did have some help with moving up, seeing that at least 5 drivers have helped him get there as they came down in the pit on lap number 6. Justin Sumner did as well. Oddly enough, I'm not sure quite right now if there was an idea for these guys to take tires out there. Sumner looks like he took 4 tires and went back out there on the track. So an interesting run. We'll check back in on Lyle Mitchell as Brandon Schumann is starting to run away with this one. Has about a 3/4 of a second gap before Lyle Mitchell can reach up there. Alexi's currently sitting 3rd. Glenn Grimm is 4th. Moving on to John Freeman in our 5th position. Lucas Crump, haven't said too much about the 77 machine other than going to about his 5th backup car here in the farm rescue machine. He is currently sitting 6th. Ron Fittings fought himself up to 7th. Andrew Nagy's starting to really roll on here. Nagy now up to 8th. That gives him 12 on the night. He puts Robert Weibel into the rear view mirrors. Justin Sumner attacking here from the bottom. Robert Weibel rounding out our top 10 here as we continue the charge. Right now I'm seeing pretty close for Glenn Grimm. John Freeman starting to really put on the pressure. Now Freeman was running up front before the last caution got mixed up and everybody had to shuffle around out there. So right now Freeman trying to get back up to the front, trying to run down Schumann. Currently, Freeman sitting about 1.9 seconds off the lead. He's going to have to start chopping it down here pretty quickly. Lyle Mitchell into the wall. A little nudge there a little bit. The 95 of Alexi. Currently sitting right behind the 95 machine, trying to find a groove here. We sit inside. Get a little bit of a fisheye look here. At the forward here of Alexi, chasing Lyle Mitchell. Now, Lyle Mitchell has been having a heck of a race here as well. The past couple of weeks. Right now, he's been making a statement. Mark Sikosi sitting ninth. As we shuffle all over the field, get you guys a good look at your drivers out there. As currently Jason Crumley sitting behind these guys. Right now, I see Abby out there in the number 77, rooting on Lucas Crum. Boy, that is a clutch of four trucks right there. All kind of mushing each other together. Sikosi looks like he's able to squirt out of there like a watermelon seed, and currently the 59 of Justin Cope has got to make a decision. Right now, it did look like he was hinting that he wanted to take the center here, and we'll see how it goes. Right now, driver has taken it back to the garage, Cody Porter. So currently, I don't see him lined up here in the infield car care center. So I don't know if Cody Porter, if something has happened, or if he had something come loose, and he is unable to get it back under wraps, which ended up causing our last caution there, unfortunately. Interesting trade up to the paint there as we currently get under the lights. Right now, currently fading out is the number 59. Like they almost didn't clear coat the truck. Like somebody wet sanded and then stopped. Bummer. All right, let's check back in. Lyle Mitchell's been on the roll backwards now. Mitchell was currently sitting second and is now falling fifth here in the past couple of laps. I do appreciate you guys joining us here in the broadcast and out there in the chat. Lyle Mitchell now down to 7th. Yeah, Jay's out there trying to tell me his texture. Come on. Checking last week if we had any trouble with our paints. Currently, Cope is the only one. 59 looking a little dull tonight. That's okay. Let's go ahead and check in on Grimm. Yeah, Sumner's got him here on the bottom. 94, Justin Sumner wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get that Silverado to rotate that close down to the paint, but he does. Great roll through there. 94, he'll be catching up to Jared Magoon, who's unfortunately going down a lap. Heartbreaking out there for the 99. Lay such a fast time out there and then get mauled. Jared Magoon will be running from the back of the field here. Caution were to come out, he should get the lucky dog around. Magoon will start mixing it up here, though, as it gets a little bit closer out there to some of our 3 wide, now 4 wide. Magoon into the wall a little bit, trying to give his teammate a little room. That was Ron Fitting that was kind of squeezed there in the middle. Check out Mark Sikosi. Sikosi started in 18th here tonight. Hanging out here in 10th position now. Sikosi sits 10th as Ron Fitting you see down here on the bottom, and Lyle Mitchell in the pace truck. He's rolling backwards, unfortunately. So lap number 35 will be our stage. I would question, though, if they are able to make that fuel run all the way to lap 35, which the ones who have pit there on lap number 6 may be laughing at this one, as they may have enough fuel to make it all the way. I would assume they should have enough fuel sitting at 100%, that they should be able to make it 35 laps. John Freeman has overtaken Brandon Schumann out there, and Alexi down to the bottom. 95 machine continuing the charge. So Chevy, Ford, Toyota, 1, 2, and 3. Schumann snugs back into his original qualifying position there of 3rd. And the other driver sitting in the exact same spot would be Robert Weibel, hanging out down there in 13th. Interesting race here tonight. I see Lockridge Motorsports has been out there in the chat, and we'll see how he's doing. Having a crew chief from the couch is pretty rough out there, so we'll see what calls he has to make and what feedback he's getting from his drivers out there. I know some drivers are pretty quiet, others are rather loud and get pretty excited out there when they get there on the track. I would say pretty quiet. Maybe somebody like Jimmy Johnson, somebody loud, Kurt Busch. He definitely screams if you guys tune in to any of that NASCAR Radioactive. As a very uptight guy when he's behind the wheel. So I know this field is pretty adamant about trying to make sure they can get that 60 car behind him. You see Justin Cope dive in, trying to block the 60 here. 60 gets pretty close. 60 starts to loosen up just a little bit. 64 out there of Andrew Nagy. It's currently Andrew Nagy just a little bit. Right now, everybody's been trying to keep that truck behind him. And they currently are struggling here. Nagy has been fighting up to the front. Both Cope and Nagy started right next to each other, and currently both of them have moved up 13 positions. So far. Currently Nagy sitting 7th. We'll look to see if Ron Fitting can go up there and get him. Fitting is back by about a 1.5 seconds. As we near closer and closer here to our stage break. John Freeman still leading this one out front. He has gone ahead and grabbed a hold of the lead there for some time. Freeman actually had made the pass there on lap number 25 and has never looked back since. So great job out there by John Freeman. Only a few more laps he's got to go ahead and get here. 42. Still rolling. So in Freeman, 1.5 seconds ahead. Brandon Schumann about 3 seconds off pace. Looking to quickly get there. Out there in the chat, Lockridge Motorsports is saying that their guys are currently pretty happy with the setup out there. There's always room for improvement as the track changes out there. Right now, we're taking a look at the track temperature. We're sitting about 82 degrees, 76 in the air. We are losing a little bit of track temperature, so we'll see if they decide to up the tire pressure on these. What you will see is the trucks, as they drive, the heat builds up in the tires. They actually build air pressure as they drive. So with the track getting cooler, they're not heating up. So we may have to increase the tire pressure to get these things to stick back the way they wanted them to at the beginning. So always little adjustments out there each and every time they get out there on the track. So John Freeman will be the winner of our stage here in the Buckle Up in Your Truck 225. John Freeman, Alexi Bridget currently sitting in 2nd, and Brandon Schumann is 3rd. Justin Sumner holds on to a 4th spot. Justin Cope 5th. Glenn Grimm is 6th. checking our results, Andrew Nagy is 7th, Ron Fitting 8th, Mark Sikorsky 9th, and Lyle Mitchell was able to hold on from 2nd, falls all the way to 10th. So yes, Lockridge Motorsports is asking out there, is this stage break? Yes, this is stage break at lap 35. So this would be the choice that they do need to make, come down into pit road or not. I assume everybody's coming down. There's no way there, no ifs, ands, or buts. They will be heading on down. So what do they make a change in on stage? Lockridge Motorsports out there. Yep, we got about a 20-second delay here in case anything goes wrong. We have, you know, that way we can lower the ability or the amount of buffering possible out there. That way you guys get a seamless stream out here on SimTraX Broadcasting. One day I hope I can say the worldwide leader in iRacing. That would be cool. One day. We're almost at 1,000 subscriber mark out there, guys. Do appreciate each one of you that are out there subscribing and lining up for the channel here. We do offer multiple streams. You can find us with the Bandit Racing League that now starts their playoffs tomorrow. You'll see the NSR out there on Saturdays in the Gen 4 cars. But if you like Gen 4 cars as well, you can also catch on Monday when we're there out there with NORA, or the National Oval Racing Association. That is a great league to watch as well. Tonight, obviously, you're here in the NSR Truck Series. All of NSR's series currently so far are all open setup. So that would be what definitely differentiates them from most of the field. Yeah, Lockridge Motorsports asking, no. One stage here tonight. One stage and only one stage. After this will be the run out to lap 115. Not 150, 115. Taking a look at our pit stop times. Justin Cope spent a little bit extra time down there, 17.5 seconds. A big adjustment out there for the 59 machine. And another big adjustment out there for Andrew Nagy. Now, impressive that Nagy was able to pick up positions, moving up to 5th after sitting down in pit road, in his pit box for 17.38 seconds. Not bad. I'm wondering what caught Nagy off course, because right now sitting about 49.95 for Andrew Nagy. Justin Cope actually was down through pit lane entirely for 53.1, yet Nagy was able to pull away from him. So interesting pit stop out there for Andrew Nagy, and the rest of the adjustments come with the rest of the field. Ron Fitting with a big adjustment. Robert Weibel as well with a big adjustment, and probably one of the biggest ones out there is Jason Crumley. Jason Crumley had been hanging out there for almost 24 seconds, and currently he'll be looking to charge back to the front, as unfortunately this will drop him down about that 14th position. So pace car should be heading on off here. Green flag will be coming out. Holding on to John Freeman to take us to the restart here. Here we go. Getting back out there, as you guys can see, Lockridge Motorsports out here communicating with me, the producer and the broadcaster here of SimTraX Broadcasting. If there are any questions or anything you guys have, I will do my best to answer or find out for you guys as we get this race underway. Let's take a look here at the 94 of Justin Sumner. He wants 3rd place and wants to hold on to it, but we'll see how he goes. Currently outside line will be his choice. He's currently still hanging out there. I haven't seen much success out of any drivers on the outside, but look at the 94 of Justin Sumner. That's going to open it wide open there. Great move there. He goes ahead and puts Alexi in the rearview mirror and is immediately putting the attack here on Brandon Schumann. Schumann to the outside. Currently Justin Sumner holding down there toward the bottom. Give a little wall grind there. Down on the bottom for close to the paint. Can do. Schumann fends him off. So high line looking pretty successful here so far. here in the later running here on this track. Now notice in the earlier part of the race, bottom line was where you wanted to be, but as soon as we find about a truck length up, if not two, we are finding drivers with a lot more speed. Maybe there's a difference out there when there's driving and whether or not they are able to pass on that bottom line, and they are only able to hold steadfast out there on the top line. We'll see if that does remain. Currently running even faster out there is John Freeman. This guy is a bullet right now, currently running a 30.38. So nice little adjustment for him, slight little tweak, as he had 15 seconds sitting in the box. This guy is pulling away. Right now, Brandon Schumann has to really drum up about half a second. It has happened before already in this race that the leader has been run down. And we'll see if that does hold true and to see if it can be repeated. Currently rotating back to Lyle Mitchell. I know I've had him in the limelight here a lot here tonight, probably because we got our eyes out there on the pace. Currently Lyle Mitchell here on the outside, trying to run down, look like Glenn Grimm, but that's not going to happen. Little rough turn there, and Sikossi's now going to take a bite down on the bottom. Sikossi in the Exalta number 88 Chevrolet, gaining 11 here on the night, but may be only held at 10 as Lyle Mitchell fights on the outside. Close to the wall, Lyle Mitchell goes. Very close track here as we keep seeing these two chase each other. We get in the Michelin Chop Review top side to take a look at our battle here. This is currently for the 7th position. Currently these two guys battling side by side, looking at each other through the windows, as currently Mark Sikossi's going to be looking at his back window now. Lyle Mitchell was able to fend him off. Great job there so far. Lyle Mitchell taking a look back at his Chevrolet off of his own. Currently all Silverados from 6th down to 9th. Our highest Toyota says Brandon Schumann sitting 2nd. Right now we are not seeing Brady Moats as he comes back down into pit road for another visit. Looks like a rough night here for our new coming driver. Sikossi giving a shove here. I don't know if Sikossi's trying to loosen him up, but he's got something. Currently Lyle Mitchell gets shoved to the bottom. Now Sikossi to the top side. Around he goes. Good pass. You see a little bit of a surround camera view around here as we've got a rough race. So not too good for our driver out there, which is unfortunately kind of getting messed up. All right, so the number 5 Toyota, Brady Moats, is going to be looking to see if he comes down. And I don't know if he is going to be our next guy to enter the garage or not. There is a lot of different racing out here, and we even said he was looking for racecraft when he comes out here to the track. So we'll see if we can find Brady Moats out there in the infield car care center. Out on lap number 47, Brady Moats. What happened out there, dude?
Just next thing I know, I plowed the outside wall. Then the car was just kind of undrivable. I just couldn't even, my right front at the end of that run was like 30 something. So, it wasn't even driving right anymore. So I just got to get the car fixed, and I'm gonna try to make some more laps out there or whatever and just get a feel for it. But all in all, not too bad racing out there. So, let me just get a feel for it and get ready for next week to go make the right and lefts over there.
All right, well, right and lefts are going to be coming in a few different leagues here, and it's definitely going to be I would say a steering wheel pounder. Everybody gets real upset at the road courses. But a little bit of racing out here, you got a little bit of damage to the right front. How much damage are we talking out there?
I started with 7 minutes, and I'm down to 5. I was down to 5 there for a little bit driving it, and it was just cooking the right front so bad that it just never helped. So, but they told me that the iRacing, I guess whatever, the spotter, the crew chief or whatever, said that all the damage is repairable. So I guess I can get it all fixed. I'm gonna go back out there and turn some laps with these guys. Just stay out of the way and stay clean. All
right. Well, I would love to see you get back out there onto the track. I know this is definitely kind of a mix-up. You notice a little bit out there is how some of the drivers are handling and kind of how wild it's getting out there. Only one caution here so far. The second one actually being our stage break. you know, it's hard to ask, you know, hey, what do you think about the league, since we asked you earlier, but unfortunately a shot to the wall puts you way in the back, so it's kind of hard to ask.
Yeah, the way these guys are racing, it's very good. They're pretty clean. I don't really see any issues, I mean, at all. I mean, truthfully, it's just, I mean, it's probably just one of those racing deals, man. I mean, I can look at it here in a minute, but I mean, it's probably just one of those racing deals. It's just start of the race. Trucks are very, I mean, you know that, the trucks are very track position heavy, so I mean, like, they're trying to get as much as you can to restart and that. So I mean, it's understandable. No, I mean, all in all, I mean, everything so far has been good. I mean, clean and green. I mean, other than that stage yellow and then that one caution. I mean, it's been pretty good so far. I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, not bad. I would say there are even some leagues, cough, cough, where it's go time. Everybody sees green and they start rear-ending each other out there. And it's, guys, it doesn't mean just go. We still have to be nice and careful out there.
Some other Gen 4 league that runs on Mondays. I don't know who the hell those guys are. A bunch of scrubs.
Bunch of scrubs.
Some guy Conover or something runs it over there. I don't know. He's a scrub too.
Yeah. Tell him just stick to dirt.
Yeah, stick to dirt. There you go. Yeah. Go be all our tails in dirt.
Attaboy. All right, Brady Moats, I appreciate you joining me out here, buddy. I hope your race gets better, and I would love to see you be able to out there and be a little more competitive next time. Maybe something will change up a little bit. I was trying to check the weather out there to see if the track had changed a little bit. Maybe that's what caused our problem right there at the start. But Brady, man, I hate to see it for you, but hopefully we'll see you get that car back out there.
Yeah, I only got 25 more seconds. I'm about to take her back out there, Pat.
Sweet. All right, sidestepper, dude.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody, that is Brady Moats out there. He's getting pretty excited to get back out onto the track. Currently, he's been sitting down in pit road for almost 5 minutes. So, tough luck out there for Brady Moats. Currently, while we were talking to Brady Moats, we saw a couple of passes out there. Right now, Andrew Nagy out there battling with Alexi, trying to get their two Ford F-150s out front. We're battling currently for fourth. We saw Mark Sikosi pass a couple of drivers. Sikosi's now secured that sixth spot. And hopefully we go ahead and see a couple more guys. There he is. There's Brady Moats starting to get up to speed. So Moats is now working his way up. That is currently Glenn Grimm that is currently passing him. And Ron Fitting right behind him. So I believe Ron Fitting actually... my memory serves me right, that is actually the paint scheme that I believe Lyle Mitchell was running out there in the number 3. That's okay. They'll go ahead and square that away here in the next couple of races. Jared Magoon is currently holding 18th. Good job for him to continue to put laps down. So unfortunately, I believe Magoon is sitting back about 5 laps here. Only other person is Brady Moats, who's probably 11 laps down, and I think Doug Macedo out there in the 73. Haven't said much about him, only a single lap down. Caution, if a caution does come out, he'll be the lucky dog around and go ahead and be able to drive his truck around the track, get back on the lead lap. He definitely wants to be careful. Currently, he's about half a track lap away from John Freeman, as Freeman is doing nothing but laying down lap after lap after lap of clean times. Currently, he is still a 1/10 of a second faster than Brandon Schumann, and that's even now. And so a comfortable 1.5 second lead. So that's Silverado out front. We'll see if Brandon Schumann can get that Tundra alive here and try to run him down. Let's check back in on Nagy and Alexi. Alexi currently holding in 5th. I think Jared Magoon is going to bring out a caution here. Yep, down pit road he goes. Shows Jared Magoon might have crashed here. Jay out there rooting on. Hopefully Brady Moats says he could get the big hammers out and fix this one. Jared Magoon might be the one that might be rally capping out there for a big hammer. So we'll see if Jared Magoon ends up in the infield car care center as I see that truck leave pit road and possibly straight to the garage. I think Magoon is probably mauled it here. Let's take a look high side. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think Magoon's just kind of had it for the night. And we've seen things like that. Normally, we ask the driver to come down into pit road. So they may give him an EOL next race for a caused caution. Well, Kentucky Speedway has definitely been an eventful one, that's for sure. Got to admit, pretty excited. Any driver or even the fans out there always get worried about I would say a dull race. Right now, I'm not seeing anything dull here so far. Yes, this will be our second caution here of the night. We are currently watching all of our drivers mixing it up, coming back down into pit road. As they are pretty excited to go ahead and get some more repairs done if they haven't already. I would say drivers like Sikosia kind of nicked the wall a couple times. Lyle Mitchell, now would be a good time for him to fix that truck up a little bit. As we are under caution, I would go ahead and sacrifice a couple positions out there on the track. Because oddly enough, this track is just so aerodynamically dependent to get these guys all mushed back together. All right, so we leave Kentucky this week and move on to the Glen next week. That should be a fairly exciting race. We'll be holding our breath, waiting to get to that road course. I definitely enjoy going to the Glen. I don't think I ever get tired of that one. I get a little turned around if you go to the Circuit of the Americas. A little bit of things going on there. All right. Quick update out there from Lockridge Motorsports saying Magoon is having some power adjustments out there. Whoa. Any idea what's going on here with Lyle Mitchell in the 77? All right, well, we're going to hope Lyle Mitchell's out there playing. Be back underway here in just a moment. He's currently hanging out there in the garage, and we're going to kind of joke around out there and try to talk out there to Lyle Mitchell. Lyle, I'm assuming the pace truck has never hit anybody when normally we've got crew chiefs telling people to hit the pace truck.
Yeah, they can stay away from me. I mean, like I'm the pace car and all. I get that. Like, we got some secrets we don't tell anyone about, but they can stay away from me.
What did the 77 do to you?
He said he's like kiss my back bumper.
Oh, okay. Well, let him kiss the back bumper then. Don't you be kissing his. You try to be careful out there, dude.
I like his back bumper though.
Oh boy.
It's payback.
Oh boy. Be nice. Be nice. All right, we'll send Lyle Mitchell back up there as we got him on the radio there for just a moment. And Jay out there laughing at me. I'm saying they're just playing. Apparently there's a little bit of smack talking there in the garage. Boy, I hope my eyes deceive me, and that is not two number 52s side by side out there. Oh boy. So Antoni getting, looks like he might be getting the wave around here, or what's going on? Oh, I think he got a little confused. I think he's taking us to the restart, though. Maybe? No? Oh, driver's clump up. Where is our pace car? Oh, boy. Where's Lyle Mitchell? Scared him off. Here comes the pace truck. Gosh. All right, we'll try to get somebody. We'll hopefully we can laugh about it here at the end. Oh boy. All right, maybe we can get somebody who's probably chuckling inside of the truck. Justin Cope, you got a copy on me, other bud?
What's up, brother?
Did we sandbag the start on this one?
A little bit. Just trying to feel everybody out. I ain't really raced with a bunch of these people, so. Just trying to stay out of trouble, but everybody's been pretty clean, to be honest.
All right.
Other than these, this last caution was kind of questionable, to say the least. But you know, is what it is.
They were saying he was having a power outage, so he pulled to the inside, and tried to shut her down before he crashed. I'm looking at here as it looks like Antoni out there in the Ford out front. Pace car went down the down pit road. We didn't go. What happened?
Well, pace car was going in 3, and we're coming out of 2. So I don't know what he's doing, but we extended the caution to catch the pace car, let us do it the right way. So hopefully we'll get a good restart here.
Attaboy. All right, maybe it's his first time being in the lead. Kind of root him on. Good luck out there, Justin.
There you go. All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Justin Cope along with us. The 52 machine will have a choice, and he decides not to go during the Geico restart zone. So he is going to be in hot water here as Freeman to the bottom, Schumann to the high side, and already marching him on back. Is going to be some trouble. Right now, Antoni caught right here in the center. And maybe we should pop back to our Michelin chopper view, take a look. This is what happens. Currently, he didn't pit. Last time he pit was lap 36, so he has got some older tires out there, and the fall off is showing. Looks like everybody is able to start working around him here. As the pace truck, whoa, oh, what? All right, Lyle, that's a little more than playing out there, buddy. All right, now he put Jason Crumley into the wall. I can't say that was quite sportsmanlike, but that was something. So we'll see how Crumley comes back for the attack. Hopefully these guys kind of cut it out here. The number 17 of Ron Fitting is coming on down into pit road. See him clumping back together. That's currently Antoni working his way on back. Doug Macedo did get back onto the lead lap, which is always good. Currently seeing how they're getting around the track here. They're definitely working extremely hard out there to see if they've got anything left to go out there. And they're going to be seeing if they can battle as hard as they can as they work back and forth out there on the track. And kind of pushing each other down and shoving each other around out there. I know there's been some talks out there on the chat whether or not the racing here toward the back of the field is going to be tolerated. They'll see if they can fight it. Why don't we get on to some happier news right now? How about the 08 here of Glenn Grimm with Justin Cope on the outside. Cope working hard though as he's trying to fight forward. Mark Sikosi doing his admin thing here toward the front. Currently he's got his hands full, he's got a slew of cars behind him here. As the number 1 out there, Brady Moats. Moats was able to get his car fixed, and he's hanging on though. Right now as we move by lap number 69, halfway complete. Moats, you see that front end still slightly plowing on him here. Well, obviously, it's still a slight adjustment may need to be made. Wow, couldn't come up with something better there. All right, let's get back to it. Justin Sumner, currently sitting in 3rd. Right now, as these guys rock around the track, John Freeman sits 1st, Schumann 2nd. Justin Sumner is 3rd. Andrew Nagy has come all the way from the back of this field and is currently sitting in 4th. Nagy and Sumner have gotten into it before, and they are getting ready to meet again. Sumner getting definitely a mirror full of him here. Here, take a look back. Andrew Nagy out there with the Doolin Auto Group. Yeah, Lockridge Motorsports is even asking what's him wrecking with the 64 out there. Yeah, I'm not sure there, buddy. That's kind of what we were questioning. Whoa, shot by Nagy into the back here of Justin Sumner. Sumner holds on to it, though. Holy cow. Well, I'll tell you what, if there's something Lockridge Motorsports wanted to see, is that 60 car getting back into one of his vehicles again. Justin Sumner holds on to it, though. Good job. We kind of keep tabs on what the damage looks like from the back of his car. So here's Nagy, there's Sumner. Looks like that bumper might be okay. Hard shove there. About a lap ago. Black Car Mafia. Number 94 Chevrolet fends off the 64, but the 64 looks like he's coming on again. Quarter of a second behind. Nagy starting to reel him in again. I wonder what Nagy has got up his sleeve this time. Can he run him down? Almost feels like Nagy's sandbagging a little bit there. You see him let off the gas down the straightaway. I don't know if he's setting this up nice and smooth lines, though, by Nagy. Notice he's not fighting that wheel. So here it comes to the inside of the 94. Give Nagy an opportunity to make this pass. No can do. Not this time. Ooh, man. Boy, I thought we were going to have more trouble out there. 4 laps ago, these two going at it. Right now, this is for definitely a favorable position of third. Currently, Sumner doing all the blocking that he can. I think he might have to give it up to Nagy here. As we see scrubbing to the wall there in the back. Looks like Cope's into it. Right now as these two wrap around turn number 3 coming out of 4. Look how Nagy's down on the bottom trying to put Sumner and got him in the rear view. Sumner goes ahead and lets him on around. No sense in continuing that fight. The guy's faster, just let him go. Let's see if he'll burn his stuff up. Nagy moving up. 20th position is where he originally started. Nagy's now up to 3rd. A lot of tough drivers out here. We'll check back in on Doug Macedo, currently in the 73 Chevrolet. He's sitting now 13th. Lyle Mitchell, way off pace here. Boy, is he out of shape. Not sure if he's got some damage to the right front nose here. He does. Might be from that earlier contact that we saw. So our pace truck, yep, he's folded up on the right rear, so he is having some downforce issues. You see him slipping and sliding around out there on the track. Let's move back up to Alexi. Currently sitting up there in the top 5, but has now been passed by Cope. Cope has been working a little bit on that. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys joining me here at the NSR series here on this fine Tuesday night. We're in open setup trucks here. Craftsman Truck Series. They continue this battle out here on lap number 79. They've definitely broken past our halfway point here from this race. Stage break was at lap 35. Adjustments, tires, and fuel taken during that time. John Freeman out there leading by a substantial amount, at least a second over top of Brandon Schumann. He's going out there and almost practically posting. Schumann starting to slowly try to run him down. Currently we are catching Sumner. Sumner actually falling off just a little bit here. Nagy gets away by 0.3 of a second, and now Cope's starting to open her up. I wonder if Sumner has early speed. We'll see if his setup is going to fall off just a little bit here in the later stages of this next stint. They're kind of right now, I think they're radioing up, talking a little bit about pit stops. Whether or not this is going to be a quick pit stop out there, if they're thinking 2 or 4 tires, I believe 4 tires is going to be the way to go. But if there's an adjustment that needs to be made here, the 94. He's falling off pretty hard right now. Got a good check out there. There's a possibility of a half a round of pit out there for Sumner and a tire adjustment, and they'll get it back out there onto the track. So we'll see how Sumner does. We'll see if that does assist him. Right now, I'm wondering if a little too much tire wear here from Justin Sumner has had him fall back. And iSimRacing out there saying it was not intentional out there by Lyle. Currently, Ron Fitting coming down to lap 64 for 7.5 minutes. Very unusual. And Tony, who was out there who was leading the lap there for a moment, has taken it back to the garage on lap number 77. Wow, not what you expected here. You notice how our drivers are heavily spread out. As you look for the number, I believe the number 6 out there, Freeman. Freeman is currently in the lead. See if we can switch two positions. You're looking for that number 1, getting ready to cross the start-finish line as he catches up to our 18th place driver, Ron Fitting. Fitting is actually down more laps than Brady Moats is. See how this race goes. Guys, be nice out there in the chat. I know there's a lot of things going on out here, and temper's flaring, so it is leaving the track and coming into the chat. That's a no-no. Don't make me wag my finger at you. Had that in a couple different times. Here we go with Alexi to the outside. Justin Cope. Good thing to keep Cope down to the bottom. Not allowing him to rotate up high enough. This might give Alexi a chance to slide in behind Cope, switch it up and slide underneath, but no can do. Use a little bit of that draft, side draft, now working to the outside, and I think Doug Macedo might be around. No caution is out, though, as Doug Macedo is currently at 65 miles an hour, and they are slinging past him at over 160, and he is trying to get back going here. No caution will be thrown. Let's see what happens to Doug Macedo here, as I'm wondering if he was coming in to pit and missed the commitment cone. All right, so that's what happened there. So no damage, fortunately, for Doug Macedo, as I believe Guadalupe Hernandez working on the way on down. Right. Excellent race here so far. A couple little fumbles out there, but it's still being collected out there. You guys are doing a great job. Gotta admit, I'm enjoying the amount of viewers we're getting here tonight with the truck setup. Yeah, here with the NSR series. You guys should be running a great race that you guys should be enjoying out there. You guys have really been rocking around the track. Doesn't seem that anything seems to be bothering a single driver out here. I think other than Brandon Schumann. Schumann is now under fire by Justin Sumner, and Alexi currently sitting right behind, and Schumann not getting any help from these two. Sumner back and forth there with Alexi. Alexi currently sitting in 3rd. Brandon Schumann 2nd. You'll see him there in that 52 Toyota right now. The 95 of Alexi takes a look down at the bottom of Sumner, grasping at straws to hold on to 3rd, but that's not going to happen. He draws the short one. He drops down now to 4th. That number 89 is underway. As we are getting ready to cut to commercial here in just a moment here, guys. Pit road is starting to heat up. Jason Crumley is working his way on down. Lucas Crump is working his way out of pit road. We're going to cut to commercial, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be right back. guys hanging on there from a shout out from our sponsors. Good SEO marketing. You guys can hook you up and get you found out there on Google. You guys have definitely been working hard out there to go ahead and make sure you guys can be seen, especially if you have a business. That's definitely a place that you want to go. These guys are very focused and competitive, and the 42 gets dumped here by the 9. Next caution comes out. Our fastest guy on the track just got wiped out, John Freeman. Before he even gets a chance to pit, hasn't been down since lap number 59, gets a hard shot to the wall. That is something there. John Freeman, we'll see how he maintains here. I'm sure he's going to be pretty amped. Let's see what happens here. So let's take a look here at the 42. Oh, it was the 45, excuse me. The 45 of Hernandez gets underneath of him there. So he goes down and hits the paint. Yeah, here's another look at it. Entering the turn a little too fast here. Way too fast. Hits that paint and then pops up. And gets right underneath the 42, who is now going to be suffering a good bit of damage here. So we'll let Jason Crumley off the hook this time. As you see Lyle Mitchell sliding around, trying not to hit the 42. That does bring out a caution. And John Freeman will be coming down for an extensive amount of repairs to see if he can fix this. We'll see if Hernandez comes down. Looks like Hernandez is going to remain out. Abby out there keeps saying keep looking away when things go down. Oh, there are things going down all the time. Here at the racetrack, in the chat, there's always stuff going down. So as Abby's rooting on the 77, Lucas Crump currently in 13th. Pit stop here on lap number 94. He'll be heading on back out there. 17 and a half seconds in the box. Maybe a little tug there on the fender to make sure that thing is off the edge. And he looks pretty clean to me. So I see high sim racing out there. Out there looks like we're trying to help make a couple of adjustments out there. Here comes Lyle Mitchell with a quick adjustment. Back out we go. Here's the 38 of New Price. All right. Trying to stay invested in this. That's okay. Most people say I sound like a radio broadcaster, so I try to give you guys the play-by-play. So you can look away if you need to. Abby, appreciate you tuning in while you're working, though. Definitely love the dedication. You guys are putting in out there. So we'll get started again here in about half a lap. Glenn Grimm and Brandon Schumann 1 and 2. Alexi and Justin Sumner sitting 3 and 4. Lemmy Price sitting in 5th with Lyle Mitchell to the outside. Looks like John Freeman will be sitting, I believe, in 7th. Justin Cope will be 8th. Andrew Nagy 9th. And Mark Sikosi rounding out our top 10. John Freeman with a minute and a half of repair. From leading the race to back of the pack here. And still has damage to the right rear. Oof. Freeman, not a happy camper here. See what happens. Looks like everybody's getting a little mixed up here in the back. They got to get in line. And Lyle Mitchell gets turned. Now that's going to extend the caution. I don't. What happens to Lyle Mitchell here? This isn't a 45, is it? Ooh. Yeah, you do see Lyle Mitchell kind of retaliating here. Hey, you guys talking about my voice out there? Come on, guys. Yeah, no, I don't really have a broadcasting voice, you know, whether I'm supposed to be pushing this or not. Some guys get out there pretty wild when they're out there broadcasting. They get that kind of crazy stuff going on. But yeah, I don't do that. All right, Glenn Grimm, Brandon Schumann, 1 and 2. Lexi, Justin Sumner, sitting 3 and 4. That'll be our first 2 rows here. Get ready to get this one started right back up. Glenn Grimm will be taking us to the green flag. Forward here, the 08 to Glenn Grimm, great start. Brandon Schumann holding on to second, the 95 machine of Alexi down to the bottom. Sumner definitely with a quick adjustment down there, maybe taking it up a few notches there, as these guys are going to be starting to run out of tires here pretty soon. I believe one last set is sitting down in the pits for these guys. And Glenn Grimm, another driver, taking the number 1 spot after not pitting. He came down on lap 59, and he's going to pay for it. In 1 lap, he marches from the number 1 spot back to 4th. And Brandon Schumann is going to go ahead and grab a hold of the lead. Schumann has led a good chunk of laps earlier here in the race. And he is still sitting out front. Watch Justin Sumner. He's going to try to drive the tires off this thing again. Right now, I'm wondering if Lockridge Motorsports is out there barking in his ear to kind of check up a little bit and try to outlast these guys instead of beat him here. Quick little bounce. You see the suspension unload there just a little bit. The 94 machine taking a look here to the outside. Side better not to. Gets back behind Brandon as we get back under caution. Caution is out. Glenn Grimm not locking her down here. I think he looks like he's in shock. The 08 Chevrolet checking to make sure everything's okay. Let's see if we can get that truck fired back up. He does. So the 08 of Glenn Grimm out front, marches back, and must have gotten in a tangle-up. You know, guys, we're obviously going to show you exactly what happened out there as our next caution comes out here of the race. Glenn Grimm here on lap 101. You see him down on the inside here, and I'm wondering, yeah, boy, is he off speed. And Macedo gets into him. How come nobody out there in the chat asks if Macedo caused the caution to get himself back on the lead lap? Now that is something. That is dedication, baby. All right, let's see what it looks like from Macedo's area. Now let me see if there's some rhyme or reason. No, plenty of time. All right. I was wondering if maybe he merged up the track and he just didn't see him. And Macedo just pours on the coal. All right, well, Doug Macedo in the 73. I believe he may or may not come down pit road. He's got to check out some of that damage to the front nose. As Thomas Harkins out there saying a grim finish to a solid run. Ooh, he gets it going. Boy, Grim has got some damage. I think Grim does go down a lap, though. All right, so Glenn Grimm looks like he gets that thing rolling again. Probably expect him to come back down. Lyle Mitchell back down into pit road. Tons of damage to the pace truck here. I think they're trying to get it fixed. Still a lot of damage to the right front, a lot of damage to the rear. And yes, that is Andrew Nagy. After almost 1.10 minutes of repairs to the number 60, he's going to come back out on the track. Stella's asking out there if Jay is working an air-conditioned job. Absolutely not. Wow. All right. Well, this crazy turn of events here has brought out another caution here of the night. This one involving Glenn Grimm. Hopefully we don't have anybody rear-ending each other here at the end. Currently, Brady Moats being pretty quiet out there. Might have a chance to get back on the lead lap. No, I'm just kidding. No, Moats has got a while. And currently he's sitting down in 16th. I think he's got to make up almost 10 laps. Lyle Mitchell through. Don't you love when they can coordinate where they start? Man, it makes it nice and easy. Alrighty, hopefully we will get these guys going again in the Buckle Up in Your Truck 225. We're going to see Brandon Schumann get taken off here for the green flag here in just a moment. Here it comes. Brandon Schumann able to get his Toyota out front here. 45 laps left to go. Boy, they're still mixing it up there in the back. Currently the 95 machine not letting go of Schumann. Currently you see our front three guys here pitting back on 95, but John Freeman coming down to lap 102 has fixed enough of that damage. He's in it. He's able to go here for the run. Right now you see Mark Sikosi sitting back here in fifth. Now a good spot for Sikosi to be in. You see him trying to set this up. Sikosi pit back on lap 90, so he's even got older tires than the ones in front of him. Sikosi, what a run here so far. Sikosi's been out of all trouble here tonight. Sikosi looking to make the pass, but hasn't completely made the clear yet. There to the outside. Lexi's holding on. Schumann had the lead, no longer. Justin Sumner and John Freeman are going to take it away. 94 and the 42. Still running it through. Hopefully to the end. Hopefully we get this green flag, then we'll find out who pit well and who didn't. Out to the end, lap 104. Glenn Grimm ended up in another problem there. I don't know, it's showing Glenn Grimm may have wrecked again here. This doesn't look good. Yep, spins out, breaks it. Yep, that's going to do it. So Grimm is around and will not get the caution. So you can obviously see that downforce, and whoa! All right, that's going to be the battle between these two, John Freeman and Justin Sumner. Those two. As a really aggressive block there by John Freeman. Sumner wasn't happy. You saw him slice to the bottom to try to get around him. And a huge block there by John Freeman. I was concerned that maybe there was an issue out there where Freeman had made a pass and it was not taken very well. So we'll see if we can find something out there that maybe kind of proves our point. Something may have happened. Here to the outside for the 94. And this is just kind of figuring out what happened. Sumner makes the crossover, tries to run him off the track. But he obviously can't pass below the yellow line. So there's a little bit of a trip up here. I don't know if Nagy got in trouble bringing out her caution. I don't see that. Lyle Mitchell may have gotten in trouble. Let's check back in. As we take a look. Here's the number 3. I don't know if Ron Fitting was trying to send a message here. No, it doesn't look like it. Now, I'm not defending anybody here, but we're trying to take a kind of an outside perspective. Notice how Lyle, right there, breaks loose. The rear end kind of kicks out a little bit, and the 3 gets into him. And I get Ron. From the top view, it looked like Ron just ran him over, but Lyle was actually breaking loose right before the contact was made. And that does give it a rough look here. Ron Fitting, right? Watch Lyle, right there. You see it kicking to the side, and then he nudges him. Boy. All right, caution's starting to rack up here, unfortunately. We're getting a few of them now. We're now up to 5 unscheduled cautions. Our 6th one can be counted, if you wish, for the stage break. Yeah, Lockridge Motorsports is out there saying there may have been a brake check by the number 3 of Lyle Mitchell. We'll see if something's happening here. Unfortunately, you cannot. I cannot get the telemetry of these guys, so if we could see him hitting the brake pedal, but I'm not sure. Something's going on. And right now, I would say tempers are flaring pretty good here in the back. I don't know what these guys are kind of duking it out for here. Lyle Mitchell looks like coming on down into pit road. We are now going to regain back under green. Currently, Lyle Mitchell will get a speeding penalty as he slinks through. All right, so John Freeman out front. Brandon Schumann has gotten around Justin Sumner. Obviously, the lane that these two get in here are pretty tough. So those two getting going again, side by side. Get lap number 112 underway, now 113. Moving on with Freeman and Schumann. Sumner still in the mix out there. Lexi now falling out of the top 5. Justin Cope now overcoming. Justin Cope now to 5th. Just barely. And Thomas Harkins out there. Looks like going to be a green out there. So Lyle Mitchell looking to be public enemy number 1 out there. Yellow fever here and get this race completed. Got a lot of guys getting upset out there. So remember, lap 115 is the end of our race here. And currently, John Freeman will be holding that number 1 spot. Brandon Schumann is 2nd. Justin Sumner is currently holding on to 3rd. Sumner does need to fend off Mark Sikosa here. This will be our final lap. And we'll see who fights it out with who. Andrew Nagy hitting 8th. Sumner still holding on to 3rd. Wood Dog 99 out there asking what's going down. As we are looking at John Freeman cross the start-finish line here, and that's going to do it. John Freeman, Justin Sumner, and Brandon Schumann are going to be our guys. Awesome job here. And hopefully we'll be able to see a couple of these guys uproot from their Discord and get ready to come have a chat with me here in just a little bit. So CNC Motorsports getting 2 guys out there into this run. It was definitely a well-fought race. Thomas Harkins. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. All right, congratulations here to John Freeman. Able to stick it out to the end. What a race. Awesome job here. I don't know about you guys, but some of these guys out there, I've got to say, you want to take that deep breath and go, you know, finally, because, man, I don't know how much more of these guys wanting to fight each other out there can I find. Normally, you see that in short track behavior, but not here. And that is just something you see that is just absolutely wild right now to see coming from these drivers. Great job here by John Freeman. Getting to do his victory burnout. Definitely well deserved. Especially after Freeman got wrecked. What a tough race this was. Wood Dog 99 asking how it's going down, man. Glad to see you join us here. Motorsports rooting on Freeman, saying he did an awesome job. All right, that's going to do it for Freeman. Guys, hold on just a moment. I'm going to run our top 3 down. We'll be ready to go. Alrighty, everybody, catching up with our third place driver, and boy, was he quick out there tonight, Justin Sumner. It seemed you outdrove the truck here tonight, man. We kept watching you back and forth, back and forth. Alexi putting a little work on you. You were working out there with John Freeman, and I know definitely Brandon Schumann, tough driver out here, but you were able to stick it out for third. How'd you do it?
I just trying to learn the truck. I had a good setup from DLM. Devin really brought me a good truck, but yeah, the outside works really well. That next to last restart, I thought I had it, and I didn't realize at the time that John had come down and got tires. So he had about 8-lap fresher tires, and I think that's ultimately what got him up front. But had to figure out this truck and this track combo. It's been a while since I've run Kentucky, but I mean, I'm not going to complain at all. First race in the truck series here with these guys, and very eventful, but all in all, I'm glad to bring it home, P3.
Most of the events were there in the back, but man, it was a tough running here. And yeah, John Freeman had fresher tires. Well, I think what blows me away is he actually came down after some damage, ended up getting caught up out there with Mr. Hernandez out there in the 45 Chevrolet, ended up taking some damage on the right rear and was still able to fight through. So pretty impressive out there. But mistakes cannot be made next week at the Glen. How confident you feel turning right?
I love the road course. I love Watkins Glen, so if I'm able to race it, I definitely am going to appreciate that one. But just get out there and have fun. I mean, it's something I'm not real great at, but I enjoy it a lot, even if I'm not real great at it. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give it my best.
All right, man. Definitely here at SimTraX, if you are one of those road course guys, you've got a 20-some-odd second lead or something. Sometimes we even join you kind of a camera angle and have you walk us through one of your laps in real time about how, what you're doing out there and what it's like to run the fastest lap out there. But we are definitely going to see what you can do out there, Justin Sumner. Congratulations on your third place finish here, buddy. Go and give me a shout out while I got you here.
Yeah, absolutely. Devin Lockridge Motorsports for giving me a good engine here. He really worked with me on what I needed to do to kind of change a few things and got me going good, get me that P3. My teammates over at Black Car Mafia, Terry, Scotty, Rev, and DC, appreciate you guys. Amanda Made Custom Sublimations and Creations, got Sambo's, Black Sunshine Designs, everybody. Really appreciate these guys, and I appreciate you, Patrick, and putting this on and doing a hell of a broadcast.
Thanks, buddy. Who does your paint?
My boss man, Terry, my teammate, he painted this one up for me for a Tier 1 racing league, and he could just throw it together. I call him Bob Boss because he's my boss man, but he's just like Bob Ross because that man can come up with a good paint. So,
Bob Boss. All right, Justin Sumner, congratulations, buddy, and hopefully we see you next week, big dog.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks,
you, buddy. All right. Awesome job. That does bring us to one of our fastest Toyotas out there on the track. That brings us to Brandon Schumann. Brandon, what a run out there, dude. Back and forth, a little bit of lead time, a little bit of time fighting through the field. How'd it feel out there?
It was phenomenal, It was a great setup I was running on, and only made one adjustment all night, and it felt pretty good overall. It was great to lead laps early on and, just be up front and be in the fight.
Wow. So only one adjustment. I mean, was it something simple, or is it, or is it a pretty, I went the wrong way, we got to turn it the other way?
Oh, it was just a pretty simple adjustment, nothing too major.
All right. What in the world happens out here that makes half the field go crazy? I mean, you guys had started running away from the field. It seemed the fresh air was obviously the way to go, but man, when you're fighting through the field, how do you work your way back up front? I mean, is it easy, or is there something out there that you got a little trick up your sleeve of how to work up to the front?
It's all about just saving that tire because the tires matter here. You can really chew them up on the entry of 3, mainly throughout 3 and 4, and it can really mess you up going through 1 and 2. And, you just got to stay consistent on your line through 3 and 4. If you're not, It's you're just gonna go dropping like a rock, and I did that during the first stint during stage 1, and I I was like a second behind John with like 10 to go in the stage, and then towards the end it was like 3.5 seconds I was behind him.
Dude. Well, a tough run there. I'm taking a look at some of your sponsors on the side of the car. I see Twisted Speed there, but I'm also seeing NSR there on the back, the racing network. Why does this sound familiar to me?
Yes, sir. So I run in the Nazara Friday night series, the Cops series. It's all fixed. They have tons of different leagues from truck to Xfinity to Cup, and I got a good group of guys that I run with on Friday nights. I love them boys.
Yeah, something rings a bell. You guys have an owl somewhere in there? Trying to
I do
remember.
not know.
Okay, I remember there was some broadcasting deal I think we were looking at. Something just seems funny. It's a familiar name, and I think that's just what's getting me caught up. So, who got your setup squared away for you here tonight? Was it Twisted Speed out there?
Yes, sir. It was Twisted Speed.
All right, are they going to be building your setup for next week at the Glen?
Yes, sir. Always love Twisted Speed. Great setup shop. If you haven't decided to use them yet, please go check them out. They're new to the asphalt side, and we're just getting started.
All right. Well, Brandon Schumann, awesome job, man. A lot of guys knock Toyotas out there and say they're not fast. I prefer to run the Toyotas, and I think you've done a great job out here showing what that manufacturer can do. Go ahead and give me a shout out here, bud, and let's get you ready for the Glen.
First off, again, I want to thank Twisted Speed for sponsoring. Want to thank my parents for always watching, and want to thank John for helping me out and staying consistent. And I want to thank Glenn Grimm for bringing me on to CNC Motorsports so late, obviously a couple races in. And then last thing I want to say, because I help these boys, I help this team out. This number means a lot to me. I don't race this 52 for nothing. Stuart Friesen, obviously, if some of you may have heard, accident last night, and just praying that he has a speedy recovery. He's going back to New York tomorrow to have surgery in New York. So hopefully praying for a speedy recovery for Stuart, because we're obviously going to be looking for a driver for the remainder of the truck season.
Ouch. Not good. All right, Brandon. Appreciate you giving that shout out for that, buddy. I know a lot of people don't know, but hang in there, and good luck to you next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yep. All right. Brandon Schumann, look at that. Boy, the guy seems all uppity up, happy about that race. Now, talk about somebody who should be pretty uppity up about his race. Right now, John Freeman. Dude, that 42 machine, how in the... All right, let me calm down here a little bit. How in the world did you get from a caution to fixing it for tires and then win the race?
Oh man, it was an experience. I told Schumann, because we were in the same team chat. Once I got dumped there, I was like, go get that win, because I didn't know how much damage I had, how long it would take to get it fixed. But we rolled down pit road there, and I saw it was only about a minute and a half that of what they could repair, they couldn't repair at all. And I got to about 20 seconds because I had a lot of patience because I was luckily qualified good, so I was at the right at the exit of pit road, so I could wait a little bit longer. So I got it down to about 22 seconds left to damage, and then something happened when we were about to go green, and they delayed the green, and I don't know if you got it on broadcast, but I made that look like it was the Charlotte Roval chicane and committed at the last second to go get the last 22 seconds repaired. Got a very slight tire advantage of about 2 green flag laps, so I went in and just got those tires too. And I had pace all night. Truck felt really good throughout the entire night, thanks to Twisted Speed and Setup Shop and everything they do for me over there. It was a really, really good truck. Yeah, man, it's a lot of ups and downs. I do gotta say, if I don't get dumped there, I don't think I win anyway, because I thought about saving fuel, but I decided to push it hard. And I had a teammate, Glenn Grimm, who was good to go on fuel before that whole incident happened. So
I
he
was
was
saying,
either
but
going to
not-
win or have a really good race.
I was gonna say not good to go on a truck though. There at the end.
Yeah, yeah. His went downhill once that caution came out, which is very unfortunate. But shout out to Schumann, Glenn Grimm, the whole team, man. Those cars or trucks were rockets tonight, man. It was a fun truck to drive.
I always try to ask the winner out of every open series that what adjustment do you think is what made the difference? Is it a tire pressure? Is it a track bar? Did you guys make an adjustment to the rear gear ratio? I mean, what is the one thing that you think made the difference?
So me and Schumann made the same exact adjustment. I believe Nagy did as well. I told him to raise the left rear spring up one click to try to get a little more slide out of the rear, because it felt like the nose was just a little like unresponsive, so it was taking a little bit longer to get the rotation. So I was like, to counteract that, raise that left rear spring a little bit, and it brought it, like, it was already good, but it brought it to life. Tire wear was good the whole run. I think that like 30 lap run we had or whatever, when I drove back to lead, I still had like 85, 87 on my right side tires. It was just beautiful. But that left rear spring, I think, was what took it from a really good setup to like perfect.
Wow.
And from there, it was just ripping it around the track.
Wow. Awesome. Well, I was talking earlier to Brady Moats earlier, and he was saying he ended up with some damage. Don't get me wrong. He ended up with some damage on the right front and said his right front tire was around 30. I mean, you're coming in and pitting with 80. I mean, that's impressive. That's either a really good setup or a guy who really knows how to take care of his tires and still remain fast out there, which is extremely tough to do when you get to the Glen. Now, a lot of guys do make mistakes, overdrive a turn, try to push a little too hard through the bus stop. The carousel ends up being a problem. Does that track even sound like, it's going to be any trouble for you out there?
So I actually really enjoy the Glen, but it's kind of car based for me. For instance, like Arca, I'm really good. Next gens, I feel phenomenal at. But then if I take an Xfinity car there or a truck there, I tend to burn the right front tire up, which is crazy for a road course. But I have a big issue burning the right front tire somehow. So I can keep pace, but I need to work on just conserving my right front, because it's good. Like, my friends call me the tire whisperer at most tracks, but when it comes to road courses, I'm like the exact opposite. So that's something I still got to work on.
Okay, well, might have to reinstall that grip hack, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, John. Well, excellent race here, buddy. I was actually really impressed to see how you having to pit and even having damage, still being able to come out there and run these guys down and then start to leave them. I was a little nervous that the 94 might have had something for you, or Schumann might have had something for you there in the 52 Toyota. So go ahead and give me your shout-outs here from the 42 Silverado out there, and of the people out here watching you and the sponsors on the car.
Yeah, man. First of all, shout out to everyone watching. Shout out to you for putting on a great broadcast. Shout out to my sponsor, Wheels on Wheels Auto Care. They're in Webster, Michigan, I believe, or Weaversville. Make sure to check them out. Shout out to Glenn Grimm, Andrew Nagy, everyone on the team, Brandon Schumann, and Twisted Speed Setups. Make sure to check them out if you need a setup or a brand new shop, but we're doing some good stuff over there. And yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in, and I guess I'll see you next week at the Glen, and hopefully I can save that right front tire.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. I've even heard of guys not pitting at all, only fuel and go. So take care of that right front tire, and we'll see how you do up there in New York. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right, everybody. John Freeman winning it and bringing it home. What a awesome job he did here tonight. That should do it here with the NSR Truck Series. Holy cow. I assure you there will be a few things here in this league that are going to be kind of clamped down on. It's very unusual to see that one of our sturdy every night drivers get a little unhinged, and I think that may have been what we saw a little bit here tonight, but I think they're going to go ahead and take care of that, and I assure you of that. SimTraX broadcasting doesn't take much of that. I know some things they say out there are intentional or not intentional. We just bring you guys the broadcast and let you make that decision. No fighting out there next time in the chat lockers for Motorsports. Cough, cough. Out there just a little bit, but that's okay. I know a lot of things do happen out there, and definitely got a temper start to flare. We are not at Bristol, guys. We're not at Martinsville. We're just giving it a good old run. 5 races here in the regular season, and then we get the chase for the Cup. Next week, we will be at the Glen. I'm excited to see that road course. I definitely get really excited. Ride-alongs with some of the fastest drivers, and that should be definitely a blast out there. But that is going to unfortunately do it for us here at SimTraX Broadcasting, bringing you the NSR Truck Series, the Open Setup Series here on Tuesday nights. Be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see all you guys next time.